Let's pay homage to the lineage gurus, homage to the Venerable Monk Liao Ming, homage to Master Sakya Zengkong, homage to His Holiness the 16th Karmapa, and homage to Master Dubden Dorji. Homage to the three jewels of the altar. Homage to the main deity of the good practice this evening, the yellow Jambala. Sumo. Danzen Katso Tuten Siddhi. All Dharma masters, Dharma educators, Dharma teachers, Dharma instructors, Dharma tutors, and temple and center directors, and all disciples present here and over the internet. Good evening, how do you do? These are greetings in different languages.
Aisteru Shanane Ola Meiko Kekeromucho Sukoin Ichiba Kimoji Jumi Yapi Pirin Konbanwa.
Last week, we practiced Manohara, the wealth-attracting goddess, and bestowing wealth. And today, we had the group practice of yellow Jambala Vaishravana. They're both wealth deities. One was an emanation of Amitabha Buddha's heart, and the other one is the wealth deity from the four heavenly kings' heavens. And the four heavenly kings are closer to the human world. And Manohara, Vasudhara, is a wealth deity emanated by a Buddha. And the yellow Jambala, one of the four heavenly kings, and in the Buddhist Sutra it's written that yellow Jambala is at the northern part of Mount Meru. So this deity is also considered a wealth deity. So we consider him to be a wealth deity in the heavenly realm. And the four heavenly kings are protectors and supporters of Buddha Dharma. And also, they also protect and support all true Buddha school disciples. So, by practicing this Dharma practice, you would increase or enhance your good luck, and you will be endowed with money that you earn as well as money that you obtain as gifts. And the most important one is the Dharma wealth, which is the merit of your acts of givings and charities. And after you receive windfalls, then you need to do charities and perform acts of givings. And Buddha Dharma states to avoid all evil and to always do good. And doing good mostly means to help all sentient beings. That's considered good. To help all sentient beings is good. And what Bodhisattvas are doing is to enlighten sentient beings. So sentient beings can gain enlightenment. So that is giving Dharma. So you can give wealth, give Dharma, and give fearlessness, which means fearlessness in equality in giving. Generally speaking, giving, generosity is for those people that you know. And one kind is giving fearlessly, which is you give equally to all people, whether you have affinity or whether you know them or not. That means you love and you are compassionate toward all equally. This is important. So you don't give just to the people you know, but you give to all people equally, including those that you don't know. Then you will increase your own good fortune and merit. This is Q&A. I don't think it's so funny though. The question is the man cooler or the woman cooler? It's like a nickname. Which one is? The answer, how should I say? From ancient time, the men say that they are heroes and the women say they are beauties. And yet the heroes cannot win over beauties. And the man said that he's a gentleman and the woman said she's a virgin. Then the result is the slim lady and wanted by the man. And the man said he's strong, and the woman said it's very gentle, and yet the gentleness wins over strength. And man says he's great, and woman said that she's even greater because all the great men were born by the greatest woman, by great woman. And man said that he can conquer the world, and woman conquer the man. So the woman conquered the man and the world. This is a joke. In the delivery room, the wife who's giving birth told the husband, I keep wanting to tell you that I had a plastic surgery on my eyes, on my nose, on my chin. So if the baby doesn't look at me, don't be surprised.
丈夫安慰她
And the
说
husband
我早
comforted
就知道了，
her and said, "Oh, I
我比
knew
较
from long
吃惊的
ago."
是，我早就结扎了，
And
你
what
竟
shocked
然还
me
能
was
怀
that
孕。
I had myself, what's that called, tight. And how could you get pregnant still?
真的，世界不同了。
So the world has changed.
老师问小明，
The
老师
teacher
讲，
asked me,
大家平时要耐心点。罗马也不是一天就建成。
everybody should be patient. Rome was not built in one
可
day.
是老师，
And Ming replied,
你每一次的发
but
下来的作业，
teacher,
都要非我们当天就完成。
but you asked us to finish the homework in one day.
这个老师没有什么话好讲。
So the teacher couldn't say anything.
这个笑话不太好，怎么可以这样子讲？
This is not a good joke. How can they say that?
这个笑话不是怎么好玩。
This is
好
not
了，
so
我这样
funny.
讲了。
Let me say it this way then.
当成笑话吧。
Just think of it as a
我们
joke.
不是种族歧视。
This is not about
非
prejudice
洲的
or
有一个
racism.
非洲的小姐去厦门旅游，住进一
There
间宾
is
馆，
an African
结果宾馆半夜失火。
that visited
那个非洲的小
a
姐
city
没有
and the
穿
city
衣服，
was burned.
就飞快的向外跑。
And the
那个消防
African
人员看到了，
person
非常惊奇的讲
without wearing anything
安娘儿
flew out.
惊死人
And
了，
the fireman
都已经
said,
烧焦了，还
wow,
跑那么快。
how could he ran so fast when it's burned like that?
我记得好像有一个笑话是这样的，
There was another joke that's similar.
有一个台湾人
A
到美国来留
Taiwanese
学，
came to study to
他
America.
是住在一个非洲裔的家
And
里，
he lived
那个非洲
in
裔的
a
家里
black
面的
American
对台湾人
family
非常好，
and treated him really
这个
nicely
一直都是在
and wonderfully.
对他表示这个很欢迎他来住在他们的家里面。
Give him lots of
他等于是房东啊，
hospitality and
对
welcome
房
him.
客非常的让他
Very
能够感觉
kind
到有回家的感觉。
and felt warm and
他
felt
们
at
很奇
home.
怪，就问了你为什么对我们这么好？
So he asked them, how come you're so
他们
nice
这
to
个
me?
非洲裔的人，
And the black American
先生跟太太
family,
他说
husband
我们
and
去过
wife
台
said,
湾玩，
we went
你
to
们台湾
Taiwan.
人啊，
We visited Taiwan and Taiwanese are so
他到
kind
台南的南昆山去拜拜，
because they
发现
went
那
to
五
pray
湖
at the
千岁
temple
全部都是黑的。
in Tainan and the deities there were all
那
black
五湖千岁都是黑的，
because
都是黑脸的，都是
they all
菩
have
萨，
black
因
faced
为不是熏黑的，它本来
deities.
就是弄成黑色的。你们都把我们非洲裔的
So
当成神在
because
拜。
Taiwanese pray to the Africans as gods.
小明问爸爸
Ming asked his dad,
你
Dad,
和妈妈天天吵架，这么多
you
年是怎么过来
fight with mom for so
爸爸
many
讲
years.
还不是因为你，
How do you live your life? It's because of you. And Ming was very touched and become teary because you and Mom wanted to give me a sense of family, so you don't want to get separated, right? Oh, when you were 4, we had a contract. So whoever that wants a divorce, then they would get this kid. So now we'll do the question and answer. Question from Malaysia, Lian Hua Li Hong.
后面一个刮胡，请以小朋友简称。难道莲花丽红是小朋友？
Just call me little kid.
马来西亚莲花丽红。
So is this person a little kid?
刮胡，马来西亚的小朋友问。弟子常为他人祈祷，跟修法回向。
I often pray for other people and dedicate the merit of my Dharma practice. And I found that the people are short-tempered and angry people, or they have heavy karma, then I can feel that it's impossible to help them. Is this the right feeling? So I often pray for other people and dedicate the merit of my Dharma practice. And he found that if the receivers were angry people and have grave karmic transgressions and often lose tempers, then I feel that the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas have no way to help them. And the prayer doesn't work. Is this normal? So he asked me, and now I'm asking all of you. Is that normal or not? Nobody answered. This question was asked by a little kid. And yet the adults do not answer. So let's ask those 3 little girls to answer. You came from Indonesia, right? The Padmasuchi temple there. So how would you answer? Do they understand? So the little kid answered. Just say yes or no, that's it. The answer was yes. That's the answer.
对呀，对方乱发脾气又犯重戒，这个菩萨，佛菩萨。
When the person that you're dedicating to are short-tempered and angry people, so why would the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas bless them? Well, the answer of the little girl is right. And they often violate heavy or grave precepts and always angry. Of course, there's no use for other people to dedicate merits and help them. You should be normal. at least.
我们进入这个维摩诘
Now
经。
we
维摩诘
will
经
get into the Vimalakirti
我们
Sutra
今天讲到
exposition. Today
宝手菩萨、
we will talk about
宝印
precious
手菩
hand
萨、
Bodhisattva,
长棘
precious
手菩
seals
萨、
hand
长
Bodhisattva,
下手菩萨。
raising
这里
hand
有4个手。
Bodhisattva, and lowering hand
我
Bodhisattva.
们人只有2
There are
个手。
four with 4
如果
hands.
是讲3只手，就是小偷了。
A human being
这里有
has
4
2
个手的
hands.
菩
If we
萨，
say
一个是宝手
three-handed
菩
person
萨、
is a pickpocket.
宝印手菩萨、
So precious
长
hand
棘手
Bodhisattva,
菩萨、
precious seals
长
hand
下手菩
Bodhisattva,
萨。
raising hand Bodhisattva, lowering hand Bodhisattva.
这里不能够直接解释啊，有些不
So
可以直接解释。
sometimes you cannot
我
explain
最近看
directly.
了那个中国大陆一个佛学大师，一个叫姓李啊，
Recently,
李，
I have
然后3
watched
点水，旁边一个
a
像
Buddhist scholar
微
from
笑的
mainland
微，
China, China
他是
mainland,
微笑的微，他不是双
by the
人旁，
name
而是3
Li.
点水，那个读作什么？
How do you pronounce that name?
李晨，好，李晨
Li Chen.
他的那个书，
Li Chen's book.
他说这个把这个
He said
佛陀的梵文的经典翻成这个中文的，
those
一个
who
是叫
the translation
称成的
from
叫做
Sanskrit
成真谛
sutras of the
就是
Buddha
真谛，真谛，
into
他也
Chinese.
做翻译的
And
工作，
the translator
一个
called
就是
Chen
玄
Zhen
奘，
Di, the other one
这是
called
西游记
Xuan
的主
Zhuang,
角，
which is the primary
唐
actor
三
of
藏
the journey to the
玄
west.
奘到这个
The
天
monk from
竺
the Tang dynasty who went to
求学，
India to seek Dharma.
唐三藏举军啊，
The monk Xuan
一个
Zhang.
就是意境，
And another one was called Yi
然后
Jing.
一个呢是
And
西藏，
another one
西藏藏人把这个印度的梵
were
文翻
the
成西藏文，
Tibetans who translated from Sanskrit into
他们
Tibetan.
翻的多有些是不一样的，
And the translations
按照李
themselves
晨所讲，
differ from each other.
像这个
According to
易
Li
经
Chen,
所翻的，
the
它的
translation
翻
by
译
Yi
叫做
Jing
直译，
was called
直接就
a
给它翻下
direct
来，
translation.
那个叫做直译。
That's direct
梵文什么
translation.
字，你就翻
So
成中文什么
whatever
字，
word in
就
Sanskrit,
翻成
you
中文
just
什么
translate
字，
that into a Chinese
这个叫
word.
做直译。
That's called
这是易
direct
经
translation
所翻
by Yi Jing.
玄奘所翻的
And the translation by
译
Xuan
译
Zhuang
呢，就是意识的意，
was the meaning translation.
翻译啊，就是译啊，把
So
这个
he translated
这一段文字，它主要的意思翻出来。
phrase or an excerpt,
这翻译很不简单啊，也有
the
一种叫
meaning
做
of
直
that
译，
excerpt, and translated the meaning
也
of
有叫
that
做意译。
of a phrase or excerpt.
我
So
举一个例子
translation is not an easy
我
matter.
经常讲英
There
文，
are direct
Your
translation
mother
and
good.
meaning translation. I often speak this in English. Your
这
mother
个
good.
直接译啊，
That's
你妈
direct
可好
translation from the Chinese. Your mother
啊
good,
台湾话叫恁娘较好，
which is your mother good?
台湾叫
But
恁娘
actually,
较
it's
好，
curse word, a curse word.
英文就是 Your mother good，
But in English, it
然后那
became
个翻成
it
国语
becomes your
的
mother
你妈
good
可好，
and translated
这个
into
就是直译，
Chinese. 你妈可好. That's
直译
called direct
就是
translation.
你知道那个
Actually,
恁
you
娘较
know
好了。
what that
你如
is.
果翻成那个真正的意义出来啊，真正
But the
你用
if
意
you
义来翻，
translate the real meaning of
这
it,
就不是很好的句子，对不对？
then it would have been a
啊，不是问候
bad
你妈好，
sentence. It's
Mommy
not sending greeting to your mom.
啊，你妈好，妈你好，不是这个意思。
It's not that.
它另外有一种意
Is
思，
your mother
等于是在
good?
好
It
像有点骂人
has
的这个味道，
a
有点骂人。
connotation of a curse word, cursing.
所以很多话哦，不能够直译的。
So you should
我们
not,
台湾
you
话讲说
cannot directly
假爸爸，
translate many words.
国语就讲
In
吃饱了
Taiwanese,
没。
there is,
如果
have
是
you
两
eaten
边在
in
大眼
Chinese?
瞪小眼在生气的，
But
你假爸爸，
if you glare at each other
那
and
就
you
不一
say
样了。
that,
那就是
have
说
you eaten?
你吃
That's
饱了太闲，
different. That's
想要挨揍是
scolding.
不是？
It's like, so you have your full
对不对？
tummy
语
and
气就不一
have
样
nothing
啦，
to do.
但语气就不同
You
了。
want me
我
to
们以前
punch
台
you?
湾人
So the
出
tone
门
of
见到人
voice is
就
different
假
too.
爸呗，
We Taiwanese greet each
假
other
爸
with,
呗，
oh,
就是讲吃
have you
饭。
eaten today? We always talk
问
around
候
eating.
语啊，假爸呗就是问候
That's
语，还是假
greetings.
爸呗？
Oh, have you
不能
eaten?
随便问
Do you
的。
have
这个人刚
anything to
从
eat?
厕
Kind
所
of.
出来，
But you cannot eat like when somebody just got out from a toilet.
那个人火大啊，
Did you have?
我
Did
假
you eat?
爸瓦力啊，
And of course he would get angry. Did you eat? So it's kind of like, did you eat?
说这个假爸呗就是一个问候语，
But that's a
而不是在
greeting in
问
Taiwan.
吃饱了没。
It's not really that
另
if you
外
have eaten or
两
not.
边的流氓，你假
And
爸
if
呗，
two
就是不一
gangsters
样，
talking to
那
each
就是
other like,
你要跟我挑
did
战。
you eat? It's like you're
流
challenging
氓
each
跟流
other.
氓啊，你假爸呗， 就是
You're,
不是问候语， 那就是要挑战。
that's not
所以玄奘
greetings
法
in
师
that
所译的，
case.
就是意译，
So the translation of
把
Xuan
佛经
Zhuang
的主
was
要
a
的意义
meaning translation.
把它翻出来。
So he translated the key
意境
meanings
所
of
翻
the
的
Buddhist
就是
sutras.
直译，
But
直
the
译就是
translation
吃
by
饱
I
了没，
Ching is
是
the
这样子，
it's
就
word
直
by
接翻
word.
成吃饱了。
So have you
那
eaten
他
becomes
那个
have you
意
eaten.
义就没有用出来。
And
其实语
the
言哦，
meaning was
这就
lost
是
in the
很有学问的。
translation.
所以要翻译
So
佛经也是不简
languages
单。
are really
所以玄
quite
奘法师能够
profound.
用这个
So it's not
意译，
easy to translate the
他
Buddhist
只要的
sutras.
佛经里面的意义去
And
把
the
它翻
monk
译
Xuan
出来。
Zhuang could translate the
所以这里
meaning, the
讲的
key meanings of
宝
the
所菩
sutras.
萨，
So here, talking about the
如
precious
果是
hand
直译的
Bodhisattva,
话，我翻成直译的话，是这
if
个
it is
手
a
非
direct
常宝贝的
translation,
菩萨，
it's the Bodhisattva with the
就是直译，
very precious
这个
hand.
手非常的宝贝的菩
So
萨。
that's a direct
其实意义不
translation.
是在这里呀，
But that's not the meaning.
是因为这个菩萨
It's because this
经常用他
Bodhisattva
的手来
frequently
磨众生的底，
uses his hand to touch the heads of sentient beings.
这
And
是
what
就是
benefit
摩
that
顶加
is?
持啊，
That's giving blessings
摩顶加
by
持啊。
touching the heads.
他给你摩顶的时候啊，
So
这个
when he
菩萨
gives blessing
如
on your
果他是一个
heads,
真的菩萨，
if he's a real
道行
Bodhisattva,
高深的菩萨，他给你
with
一摩
the
顶，
who's a high adept, with the touching on your head, then you would
你
gain
可以
wisdom
见到
immediately,
你的过去式啊，
and you would know about your past lives,
你可以烦恼解除啊，
and you can liberate yourself from all
甚
your
至你的
worries and
身体有
afflictions.
病，
And if you have
他给你
ailments
磨
on
一
your
下，
body,
在
with
眼
one
睛磨一下，
touch
哎，
or on your
眼
eye,
病就好了。
and then your
手背
eye
很痛，
illness is
他给
gone.
你加持
Or
一
if
下，
you
你手
have
背就
pain
不
on
痛。
your shoulder or arms,
它可以
then
解除你
the
的烦
pain
恼，
is
解
gone.
除你的病痛。
So they can
可以开
alleviate
你
your
的智慧。
afflictions and your pains and sufferings, and can develop or open
这
your
样子的
wisdom.
菩萨，就是
This
个
kind
宝
of
所菩萨，
Bodhisattva is called the precious
这
hand
个就是有
Bodhisattva.
意义的啊，意义的
So there's meaning
意义的
behind
翻
this
译。
name.
宝所
So
菩萨啊，不是我
that's
所
meaning
非常宝
translation.
贝的菩萨，
So it's not a
不是这
bodhisattva
样
with
子翻
a,
的。
a
宝贝手
very
的菩萨，
precious hand.
这就是意义。这不是
So
意义，这是
then
直
there
译，
would be a
直接的
word,
给它翻过来。 非常
a word
宝贵的手
translation,
的菩萨，
not
而是
meaning
他用
translation.
他的手
But
来
he
加
uses his
持
hand
所有的众
to
生，
bless all the
而
sentient
众生
beings
的烦恼会减轻，
so that
他
the
的病
afflictions
痛
of
会
sentient
减
beings
轻，
will lessen, their pain
他
and
的苦恼
suffering
会
will
解除，
lessen,
甚至他的手一
their
摸，
misery will
你智慧就
lessen,
开了。他的
and
手一摸，
in
你
addition,
就
by
知
the
道自
touch
己的
of
过
his
去式，
hand, that your wisdom will develop and you
我
would
们刚刚
know
看那
about their
个
past lives.
生活不业障的
Just now we
Ah.
watch
讲
the video clip
291
prepared by
册的
TB Boye
法王的
Foundation
大神变，
talking
马上要
about
签
book
署的。
number 291, The Miraculous
师尊
Acts
曾
of the
经用一个
Dharma
手
King, which
磨这
I will
个
sign later
这个疑
tonight.
心的这个头，疑心呢，
One time,
疑心就是
Grandmaster touched
我
the
们
head
餐厅里
of
面的
Dharma
店小
Sister Cheryl,
后来升级叫店小三，
Shirley.
所以摸
Her
了，
nickname is the waitress of
哦，他
our
回去不
kitchen.
得了了，
And after that
从
blessing,
晚
it
上
was
一直
incredible.
开始做
That
他的过
night,
去式，一直
all
看到释
night,
迦牟尼佛时代。
she watched her past lives
她的
all
过去
the
式
way to
全
the
部都
era
显
of
现在她的
Sakyamuni
眼
Buddha. All her past lives appear clearly, vividly in front of her eyes.
能够有这样子的能力的，就是
The one
保
with
守
such
菩萨。
capability is called
保守
the precious hand Bodhisattva.
那书里面有，我书里面有记载，
It's
有关于
written
这
in
个
my book about
林怡心的啊，林怡
Dharma
心
Sister
的
Lin,
那一篇文章里面，
Shirley Lin,
他能够看到他的过去式。
about that article that she
我
knows
们在介绍
and
宝应
watch
手菩萨，
her past
哎，
lives.
刚刚是宝手菩萨，现在又
That
是
was
宝应手
precious
菩
hand
萨。
Bodhisattva.
什
The
么是
next
宝应
one
呢？
is precious seals.
如果是直译的话，
or
这个菩
hand
萨
gesture
他
Bodhisattva.
有一个宝印，
So
一
a
个宝
direct
印，
translation
他的手
would
像宝
mean
印
like
手一样。
this
这个菩萨
Bodhisattva
就是宝印
has
手菩萨，
a precious seal,
那
or
是直译。
his hand is like a
意义呢？
precious seal. But the meaning
宝印手菩
translation,
萨就是讲说，这个菩萨
this
他
Bodhisattva
懂得三法印。
comprehends the three
所
Dharma
讲的印
seals,
就
the
是真理，
seals
就是真
that the
谛，
Buddha said
真理跟真谛
refers to the
印
ultimate
是
truth.
不变的真理，
So the seals
诸行无常
refers to the
是不
unchanging
变的真理。
truth, which is
这
everything
世
is
间上没
impermanent.
有一样东西是属于
In this world,
永
there
远
is
这样的，
nothing that stays forever,
这叫诸行无常。
and that is called
释
everything
迦牟尼
is
佛讲三
impermanent.
法印，诸行无常。
So Sakyamuni Buddha teaches
世
the
间
three
上的
Dharma
一切
seals.
没有永远不
First,
会改
everything
变，
is
全
impermanent.
部都是在改变之中
Everything。in the human world is
我
ever
们人也
changing.
是在改变之中
Nothing remains the same, including human
啊
beings.
这个您掏出一个我20几岁的照片给你们看，
If I show you my
我现
photo
在已经
from
不是
in my
那个样子。
20s, that would
我
look
20
different
几
from
岁
the
的
way I
照
look
片，很
now.
多人看到，
Many people have
哇，
seen my photo
好
when I
英
was in
俊
my
哦！
20s.
然后有
Wow,
些
so
女生看到
handsome.
拿着我那个照片
And
就
some ladies
不
would blow kiss
哦
on it
现在呢
to the picture.
啊，
And
以前
now
呢
it's different.
跟以前20几岁的完全不一样，那就是变，
So that's called
人
a
都
change.
会变，从年轻，
A human
从这
will
个 幼小
always change
从小朋友一直到
from
少年
babies,
到青年到
toddlers,
壮年
children, adults,
进入
middle ages,
老年
and old age.
都在变，没有一天不变的，一直
They're
在变，
ever
都在
changing
变，
every day,
都在变化的。
every day.
人会变，屋子也在变啊，
Humans change. Houses
买
too
个新屋
change.
啊，变成旧屋，
You bought
旧
a
屋
new
变成
house,
老屋，
and now it
那
becomes
老
an
屋
old
又
house, and
到时候
then
又拆掉了，都没了。
it's
你
demolished.
刚买新车是新车， 开
A
了几
new
年以后
car
就变
that
成
you just bought is
开
new.
了不久就变成
After
二
a
手
few
车，
years, it becomes
二手
second-hand
车以
car,
后呢，
and
就变成
afterward
老车了，
becomes an old
老
car,
车了，
and
到最后
then
就到会车厂
it
进入报会了。
became a
车子也一样，
junk metal. So the same with cars.
所以任何东西都在变化，包括
So
整个地球都
everything
在
is
变
ever
化。
changing,
以
including
前
the
西雅
earth.
图的10月啊，雨
In the
呀下不
past
停啊，
October in Seattle
10
was
月呀天气
raining
很冷
all
啊。
the time, and it was
今
cool,
天呢，我以为是
very
天气冷
cold.
的，
But today I thought it was cold, but so
结
I
果你看
wore
狮头穿
this.
得很清凉。
But look at
英
Sito,
国
the
来的
lion
狮头，
head
你
from
站起来给
England,
人家看，
and she's very skimpy
你
in
穿夏天
her
的，我穿
dress.
冬天的。
Please stand up. She's wearing summer dress, and I'm wearing winter
变了，西
clothes.
雅图变了，
So Seattle
到
has
了10
changed
月也不
too.
冷，
It's not cold at all here in October now.
10月的时候应该冷了，
It should be cooler.
啊，秋天的时候啊，真的是凄风苦雨啊，
In
然后每天
autumn,
都是下雨，天天
it's
下雨，
wind
下
and
来1个月、
rain,
2个月，
days after days
到
for
现在
a
你看
month
火
or
烧
two.
山，雨
But
都不
now
来，
instead we have
那不是
fire
变的吗？
and there's no rain at
天气
all.
变了，
So the
变
weather
暖，
has changed. It has warmed up.
天气也在变，
It has
天也在
become
变，
warm.
地也在变，
So
人也在变，
the
一切东西
sky
都在变。
is
所以叫
ever
诸
changing,
行
the
无常
earth
因
ever changing, the peoples are
真理。
ever changing. So that's
然后再来
everything
一
is
个
impermanence.
诸
That's
法
the
无我，
ultimate truth. And the second truth is that
诸
nothing
法无我。
has self
然后问
nature
莲
or
水法
has
师
self.
啊，
I
莲水法师
asked the Reverend Lian
你是谁？
Sui, who are you?
莲
Because
水
Sui means
我是
who.
莲水，莲水
Lotus
就问
who.
你到底是
So
谁，
who are you?
对不对？请坐。
Ask yourself, who are you? Lotus
我
who.
到底在哪里？
Where are you?
过去的我在哪里？
The past
现
you.
在的我在哪里？
Where is the
未来的
past
我
you?
在哪里？
Where is the current you? Where is the
根
future
本没
you?
有这个我的。按照佛讲的，诸法无我，
Or the current I, the past I, the future I. There's
我根
no
本就不
I.
存在。
There is no self. Everything has no
常常问
self.
我
And
是谁？
self or
就是
I
莲水法师。
basically don't exist.
他写了一篇文章很好，把它
So
放在书上。
Lotus Who had written an article. It was very good.
293、294。
And I will include it in
293
book number 293
293还是294？
or 294. I'm not sure.
293。
293, I think.
常常问莲水，
So often ask yourself, who are you?
因为你变来变去啊，
Because
你从
you're
来没有
ever
一天
changing.
是到底我
You
是
never
怎么
stay
一
the
回事？
same for even
你
one
想一想，
day.
我是怎么一回事？来
So
自娑
what's
婆世界
really
就会怎么一
going
回
on
事？
with
过
you?
去的你在哪里？未来的你在哪里？
What's going on with your coming to this world?
要常常这样子想，这就
Where
是诸法无我，
is the past you? Where is the present you?
这是一
And
个
where is the
真
future
理，
you?
真理。没
So
有
this
自
is the
性，
ultimate
没有
truth.
自己
Everything has no
所有一切东
inherent
西都是一
nature.
合相，
That everything is
自
an
己的那个本
aggregate,
性在哪
a
里？
combination.
要认出你自己的
So
本
you
性
need to
到底
recognize
在哪里？
your original or
任何
your
东西啊，
innate
像这是木
nature,
头，
your original
我
nature.
们知道这是木头，桌子
Like
是木
this,
头，
we
椅
know
子是
it's
木头，
wood,
桌椅
the
都是木头。
chair is
那
made
过
of
去呢
wood,
是一棵树，
and the past it was a tree.
啊，那个马桶盖也是木头，
And the toilet seat
这个佛像
cover
也有很多木雕的，
was also
也有很多木
made
头
of
的，
wood. And many of
木
the
头的像，
statues
也
are
有很
also
多
made
铜
of，wood
过去都是
and
铜，
also bronze.
铸出来就是佛像。
So it was bronze before,
你
and
把
now
铜做
they're
成个
made
叶
into
符，就是你
statues.
小便的地方，叶符啊。
Or you
老人
can
家
make the bronze
晚上起
into
来
a
没有很快上厕所，就用一个叶符，就在床旁
like
边，
a
就在那里小便。
urinal
同样是铜
pot.，
一个是被尊敬的佛像，
One is they're all made of bronze. One is a Buddhist statue that's being admired, and the other one is a pot where you can pee into. So that means there's no self-nature in everything, no inherent nature in everything. And the last
涅
truth
槃极境，
is that nirvana
一切都化为空
is
啊，
extinction, that everything
无所
turns
得啊，
into
你将来会得
emptiness.
到什么？无所得，
It is
无所得是什
unattainability.
么？空。
What can you attain in the future?
涅槃极境
So what is unattainability? It is emptiness.
是佛讲的所谓
So
涅槃极境，众生都
nirvana
在
is
涅槃之中，
extinction. That
众
all
生都
sentient
在极境
beings
之中。
are amid nirvana, amid next extinction.
那个就是空性，
And that's
涅
the
槃
empty
极境就是
nature.
空性。
So nirvana is
结
extinction
果
refers to
第
the
四
empty
个
nature.
真理
And
就
the
是一实
fourth
相应，
truth,
真正的实相就是空性，空性就是
that
真
the,
正的
the
实相。
real phenomena is empty nature, and empty nature is the real phenomena.
所以懂得
These
这一
are
种
the
真
ultimate
理的
truths
来
of the
教
Buddha.
导众生的，
So if you
就叫
understand
宝
these ultimate
应所
truths
菩
and
萨，
teach them to sentient beings, they will be
就是
called
宝
the
应所菩萨。
precious seals hand Bodhisattva.
一个是常吉所菩萨，
And then the raising
天
hand
哪，常吉
Bodhisattva.
所，
So always
不管
having
睡觉
his
也
hand
吉所。
raised, even when he's
啊，不
sleeping
管上厕所也是棘手，上
or
厕所哪里上厕所哪里棘
going
手
to the
啊？
toilets.
老师问你的时候你棘手，那是棘手。
Like if you want to
常吉
answer
所
the
菩萨是这
teacher's
样的，
question, you can
啊，
raise your
天天
hand.
你就学常吉所菩萨，
But
天天
this
就是常吉所。
raising hand
这就
Bodhisattva,
是
then you
直
always
译，
have your hands raised at all times. That would
不
be a
是的。
direct translation, but that's not the case.
他表示常吉所菩萨把
It
佛
means
法
that he
变成救度众生、常
transformed
常
Buddha
救
Dharma
度众生的菩萨，
into deliverance
就
of
叫
sentient
常
beings.
吉所菩萨。
So this raising hand
任
Bodhisattva is a
何这
Bodhisattva
个
who
菩萨
always
任
delivers
荷
sentient
担
beings.
如来大业，他担
He
起了
bear
如来大业，
the
一
great
只手、
work of the
两只手
Tathagata
就担起了如来的
with
大
one
业，
hand or
如
two
来的事业，
hands.
就是在
So
做
he
救度
bear
众生的工作的，这就是常吉所菩萨。
Responsible, the duty of delivering sentient beings of the
他真正的
Tathagata.
常吉所菩萨，不是你天天举着手，我就是常吉所菩萨。
This raising hand Bodhisattva is not someone who
直译
always
就是
raises
常
their
吉所菩
hands.
萨，
That
常常
would
举
be a
着手的
direct
菩萨。
translation
它的这主要
into
的意义
Chinese
就是
too, but
他已经挑
the
起
key
了
meaning here is that
如来的大业，如来的
he
事业，
carry the
用佛法去
responsibility
度化众生，
or the great
常常
work
用佛
of
法
the
去度化
Tathagata
众
to
生的
deliver
菩
sentient
萨，
beings.
就是常
So
吉
he's
所
a
菩萨。
Bodhisattva who is
这样听得懂
constantly
吗？
delivering sentient beings.
所以你们要讲解出来不能说
So we
念
need
过了就
to
算了。
explain the
这是
meaning,
很
not
多
just
这
by
个
reciting
维摩
it.
诘经里面就讲，他的名字就是等观菩萨、不等
Many
观菩
other
萨、
people
等不
explain
等
it,
观
they
菩
would
萨、定自
just
在王
write
菩
it.
萨、法自在王菩萨、法相菩萨、光相菩萨、光严菩萨、大严菩萨、
All
宝
the
积菩
names
萨、
of the
遍积菩萨、
Bodhisattvas,
宝所菩萨、
equal
宝应
view
所菩萨、
Bodhisattva, unequal
常
view
居所菩
Bodhisattva,
萨，
equal and
都
unequal
念了
view
52
Bodhisattva,
位
and so
菩萨，
on and so
念
on.
完了
Just
就
chanting
过去了。
52
你们
Bodhisattvas.
不知道什么意思
And then that's
什么叫
it, and
常
you
居
don't
所
even
菩萨？
know the real meaning behind
那
these
不是常
names.
常举着手，那不是
So
投降了吗？
the raising hand Bodhisattva is not the Bodhisattva
那
who
个
always
投降
raising
了，
his
两只
hands.
手
Does
举起
that
来，
mean that
走
he's
出
surrendering?
树林，我投降了。
So he's surrendering, walking out from the
常居
forest?
所菩萨
No,
并
that's
不是
not
这
the
样，
case.
他是他的双手合掌了如来的事业，
That his two hands
常
are
常去用佛
like
法去教
carrying
度
a
众
pole
生，
on his
救度
shoulder,
众生。这
the
种菩萨就是
duty
常居
of
所
the
菩萨。
Tathagata to deliver sentient
另外，
beings.
常下手菩萨，
And the next one
他
is
手是
lowering
垂下来
hand
的，
Bodhisattva.
举
So
手也
both
是
of
度众
his
生。
hands
那不举手呢？
are lowered. So when the hands are
常
raised,
下手菩萨，
he's delivering
手是
sentient
放
being.
下来的，
But how about when the
直译
hands
是
lowered?
常下手菩萨。
So the direct translation would be lowering hand Bodhisattva.
那个把手是这样子，他是常下手菩萨。把手三只手在公共汽车里面，常下
The
手菩
three,
萨。
the lowering hand Bodhisattva
你的
would
口
be
袋就是他的口
the
袋。
three-handed person in
他
a
看你一
bus.
不注意，精神一不
That
集
your
中，
pocket is
看
his
着
pocket.
看着那个精
When you
神集中在
don't
那里，
pay
下手
attention, then he would
拿你的
extend
东西
his
是
third
常下手
hand
菩
to
萨
pick
吗？
something out of your
不
pocket.
是的，不是这个常下手，
No, that's not the case.
而是经常去接引众生，
So
垂着
he's the
手去接
one
引众生。
who
那
lower
佛的
his
手印
hands
有
to
的时候手是
meet and guide sentient beings. Like some of the mudra of a
手
Buddha
是这样子
would be
摆在底
extended
下，
down.
它是
like
接引
this.
菩萨。
So this is the
接
Bodhisattva
引有情
who
众生的
guides
菩萨，
sentient
就是
beings
常下手
to
菩萨。
the better realms. That's called raising or lowering hand
这样听得懂吗？
Bodhisattvas. Now do you understand these meanings?
所以人家问你常举手是什么？就举起手。常下手是什么？手垂下来。但是
So it's not that they
合掌
always
如来
raise
大
their
愿，
hands or they always lower their hands.
接引有
So
情
the
的众
raising
生，
hand Bodhisattva is bearing
接引
the
有情的众
responsibilities
生，
of
就
Tathagata
是
to
常
deliver
下
sentient
手菩
beings.
萨。
And then the lowering hand Bodhisattva is the Bodhisattva who always guides sentient beings to the
我们
better
今天要
realms.
签书了这里有四个
So
手，
we have
你们都听清楚了。
There
保
are
守菩
four
萨，
hands, four Bodhisattvas with
他用
hand.
手
Listen,
摸众生的
precious hand
解除他们的
Bodhisattva
困难。
who uses hands to
宝应
touch,
手菩
to
萨
give blessings
是
on
懂
the
得
heads of
三法
sentient
印，
beings to alleviate
常
their
以法印
difficulties
来
and
度众生
sufferings.
的菩萨。
The
常
precious
居手
seals
菩
hand
萨是
Bodhisattva
如来大
is the one who
常下
understand the
手
three
菩萨
Dharma
是接
seals,
引
and
有
the
情
raising
众
hand
生的菩萨。
Bodhisattva is the Bodhisattva who always
这样子
delivers
解释，
sentient beings, and
大家就
lowering
知
hand
道这个
Bodhisattva
菩
is the
萨
Bodhisattva who
意
always
义在
guides
哪里？
sentient beings to a better world. Now you understand the meanings of these Bodhisattvas.
在结印的车厢里面有一对妇女，
In a bus, there was
女儿边哭的讲
a couple
：“爸
of
比，
women,
我好丑。”
and the
父
daughter
亲温柔
cried,
的跟她讲：“不要哭，
Daddy, I'm so
你再丑
ugly.
也是爸爸的女儿。”
And Dad said, Don't cry. Doesn't matter how
这时
ugly
候
you are,
对
you're
面
my
有一个
daughter.
人听了以后，
And
心里
someone
五味
heard
杂
that
陈，连忙给
and
老爸发条信许：“老爸，我好丑哦。” 2分钟以后，老爸
got an idea
没
and
事，
text
帮也
is
是
her
很痛。
dad. I'm so ugly, and Dad replied, "Don't worry, I'm ugly too."
大卖场，一位贵夫人跟一个大妈，不知道何故吵了起来。贵妇讲：“
A
你看
noble
你呀、
lady and an
穿这
old
样子还敢
woman
跟我比？
got into an
我
argument,
穿过的，你穿过吗？我
and
吃
the
过的，你
noble
吃过吗？”
woman said,
大妈淡淡的
"You
回来
try
一句
to compare it to me?
老
You
娘
know,
啊
have you eaten what I've eaten?
我
Have you
没穿
worn
过
what
的
I've
是寿衣，
worn?" And
我
then
没
that
吃过
old
的就
lady
是屎。
replied, "You know, the thing that I have not worn is the what's that called? The cloth that you wear when you die." Or I haven't eaten any poo. What's it called?
老婆上了一天的班，刚回到家，老公温软的讲：“
After a
回来了，
day,
累
a
不
full
累呀？”
day's work, the
老婆
wife
讲
got：“ home,
有点累。”
and
老公又
the
问：“
husband
饿不
was
饿啊？”
very kind and asked, "Are
老
you
婆讲：“
tired?"
饿死了。”
"Yeah, a little
老
bit."
公温
"Are
软
you
的讲：“
hungry?"
那你
"So
歇一
I'm
会儿，
famished."
赶紧去做饭吧。”
And the husband replied, "Well, take a little rest and then cook something."
我们边面后。
Oh, Mani Padme Hum.